But they do eat a lot of fish, and they will go in the water and eat your fish, small fish. They will go in there and eat your small fish.
And little frogs.
They won't eat a toad. Nothing
Nobody
eats
eats
toads.
toads.
Nothing's toads. And then the king snake. These are yellow. The pictures in here, they're yellow and black. And some of them are a little bit white. And these are also related to the cobra, not the cobra, the coral snake. But they're non-venomous.
Okay.
So, and they're very good because these eat your mice and rats if you have any. So I would leave these alone. But they make wonderful pets though.
Do rat snakes eat fish?
I've never seen any. We have them at the zoo. We had some at the zoo that were 8 feet long.
Wow.
And they were mostly after mice and rats.
Yeah. We don't kill them. They're good.
And then the rat snakes also, they have there's different variations. The one that we have at the, in West Texas where we go to, you have red sandstone, and they're kind of pinkish in color. They're really neat looking, but they blend in with the red sandstone. And even the horned toads out there, they're a little pinkish, and I've never seen pink horned toads before. It's really weird. Hopefully everybody has some of these in their ponds, except when breeding season when they make a lot of noise. But these leopard frogs, for some reason, the ones I had in my yard, I tried buying some tadpoles at the local fish store, and that they just didn't survive. But then 2 years ago, I started getting leopard frogs, and they're better than the toads. Now, the leopard frogs, the only thing is the males, when they sing, when you have abundance of them, you can't sleep. They make so much noise, but they're neat, They're really neat. And, but they're different than the toads. Frogs have slick skins, and toads have rough skin, toads are terrestrial, and frogs are aquatic. And the only times toads will go in the water is to breathe. And they make a mess. And nothing eats toads, tadpoles, or their eggs. And then the only thing that I know that eats toads is, the cats around, feral cats will kill them, and our dogs. But is a hognose snake. And those are, you find in East Texas, in Houston area. We had a bunch of them there. And they're the ones who, when you touch a hognose, they pretend like they're dead. They flip over and they hiss, and they keep turning on the, upside down. But you give them a frog, and they'll pierce, because the frog or the toad rather, will blow themselves up so nothing can swallow them. Well, the hognose has a big mouth and will puncture their lungs so they deflate, and then he eats them. No problem. And the bullfrog. Now, the bullfrog will eat small fish. And there's some bullfrogs that get, I've seen some that are about 10 inches. The body, just 10 inches. And they will eat a good size fish.
I know one of our gyms sells bullfrog tadpoles, or they used to anyways. And I just can't imagine buying something that's going to, do damage to your fish, much less, keep you up at night. But yeah, there are people who love bullfrogs.
I tried raising some. I bought some.
They're good to eat.
And they didn't survive. For some reason, they got to a metamorphic state where their legs were coming out, and then they just didn't survive for some reason.
Bruce, you said they're good to eat.
Oh, frog legs? Yeah.
Frog legs.
Take it out chicken.
Yeah. They're good. They're good. Frog legs are good.
I had frog legs for the first time a couple months ago. And I tried something that tastes like chicken.
It's like buffalo wings.
Yeah. Now these are the toads. These are one of my enemies because I made a mistake one time when I was just starting my pond. I figured I was going to grow some water lilies in a small pond, and I put them on the side of the house right by our bedroom. I didn't think about toads. Yeah, I would see them jump around, no big deal, right? Well, spring came and they started breeding. And so I said, okay, I can put up with one, he's And then the next night there was 2, and then the next night, oh God, there was, I mean, they were just all over the backyard. I don't know where they came from. And so every night since then, I'd get up at 12 o'clock at night, and I'd be toad hunting till 2 in the morning. And I'd catch buckets, 5-gallon buckets full of them. And then some of the females, were already in the water, and so they were mating, and then long stream of eggs, and they just mess up the chemical of your water, so you want to get them out of there. Plus, then you have millions of tadpoles in there. Well, they're taking up oxygen out of your water. So I go up there and scoop them out, and then I go dump them in another creek way far from our house. And so I said, I'll never do that. I broke that little pond down and got it taken care of. So now they're all in the back. The past 2 years, this year, I guess because of the heat, I've only caught 1. That was it. And I have 2 leopard frogs, but only 1 toad. And I got rid of him real quick. And so why the decrease, I have no idea.
They were my house.
They're
They were.
and why they have gone, maybe I, caught all the males and got rid of the females, because they were, God, the noise that they make, I couldn't stand it. And our new dog that we had 2 years ago, I was out there at night, because I heard one. I said, no, you're going to let me sleep tonight. I'm going to get you, And so I was out there looking for him, and I found him, and I got him. And then my dog, he had his paw down. And then he'd look at me, and then he'd look down, he'd look at me and look down. And I said, oh gosh, he's got a snake. That's the first thing that came to my head was a snake. And I said, Scout, and I put that toad away, and I went over there, and then he was just looking like, I said, release, and so he picked up his paw. The toad was totally mashed, it was like, thank you, and I grabbed him. And then I told my dog, I said, I didn't teach him. And then I told my dog,
Good dog.
get another. And sure enough, because we have nothing but oak leaves, so they go underneath the oak leaf. Well, he smells, and then he put his paw. And I said, that's great, you got the land ones, I got the ones that were in the water. To this day, he doesn't. I didn't teach him, and he just does it.
Good dog.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
You smell those dogs.
Extra treat.
And then you have the red-eared turtle. A lot of people have asked me, can we put turtles in our pond? And I said, yeah, you can get some, put them in. You won't have any fish.
Happy lilies.
Yeah, and so, and plus, they're really nice, but they don't belong in, garden ponds, what I call garden ponds. Unless you're just gonna have, bass perch, a native species of fish. But, they're pretty nice, and, I like them. But when I was a kid, of course, everybody had a little rigger slag.
So are they native?
Yes.
They are.
Mm-hmm. The ones I'm gonna show, they're all native. These American mud turtles, you see these in cattle ponds, out in the country, and you see them crossing the road. A lot of them get mashed, but they're these mud turtles, and they're pretty cool, but they also eat a lot of fish. So it's they're pretty neat. But most of the time I see them, they're mashed on the country roads.
I would have thought a turtle would be fast enough to catch a fish.
What they do, they wait till the fish come to them, and then they
Like the herons.
snap it, and then that's why they hunt at night also.
Yeah.
Soft shell turtles, these are, I used to catch these at Brackenridge, the St. Antonio River, when my dad would take me fishing. We'd catch some of these, and he says, well, you can eat them. I said, you eat them, I can. And when they dig into when you're bringing them out of the water, of course, he had a hook in his mouth. His neck would come out, super long.
Oh.
I thought I was gonna snap it, and so then my dad would grab it, take the hook off, and then release it. But these are also starting to become endangered now. Here in Texas, they're on the protected species list, and they will eat fish also. produce, they'll eat nutria, muskrats. And these are also becoming endangered species here in Texas. The largest one that we had, the two largest ones that we had at the Houston Zoo were probably as big as that air grill right there. That's how big they were. And they were about 80 years old. And they were in with the alligators. The alligators wouldn't mess with them.
Yes, no.
And then I was called to Canyon Lake and several years ago. And they wanted me to see about their pond and also see if I could get rid of an alligator snack. Well, no, a turtle. They just had a turtle. And so when I went there, I went and at first I thought it was a rock. and then I said, well, where's the turtle? You don't want me to, catch? I thought it was going to be a little, I'll take him home or whatever and release him. No, it was an alligator snapping turtle. And it was about this big. Probably weighed about 40 pounds. And I said, how the heck am I going to get this thing? I had my truck. So I just, he was climbing up the waterfall, really weird, So I had the chance to grab him by the back and then by the tail. And he was hissing and everything. Then I just threw him in the back of my truck, And so I released him in Leon Creek. And so that's where he went. But yeah, and these, when they bite, they will take whatever they bite, they're going to take it. I don't know what the force is, but they will cut your finger off or your hand off. And once they shut, like an alligator, they will not open their mouth. So. But they're also illegal to have anymore. So. But I wouldn't mess with them.
All the fun stuff is illegal.
Face on your mother.
And then the mammals. Skunks. They will not go ahead and catch your fish. But if you want to feed them, if you have a dead fish, you can leave it out and they'll come and eat it. And the thing about skunks is that, I had a really beautiful one last year that I saw. In fact, I wanted to take him down just for his pelt because it was the most beautiful skunk. It was the largest skunk I'd ever seen in my yard. And his pelt was just beautiful. It was just, amazing. And, but then when I walked out there to feed the birds, same old routine, how when you get into a routine, you open the door, you go out there and get the bird, and then all of a sudden, I looked, and he was in the spring position. And I said, oh God, please. And so I just froze there, and then he realized I wasn't going to do anything, and then he took off, but he was the most beautiful skunk I'd ever seen. And they will eat, they're scavengers. So, they'll go by and eat anything dead that you leave around, so no big deal with these.
Well,
Other than getting sprayed.
we live in the country and we see them dead on the road. We've discovered that the buzzards won't eat them.
Oh, really? Because they eat them in
And a
land?
buzzard won't eat another buzzard that's died.
Now that I didn't know.
They just eventually disintegrate.
Oh, yeah.
Well, trust me, that buzzard knows what that one has eaten. They're not going there.
I know if you get near a buzzard's nest, and most vultures will do this, that their defense is to throw up on it.
Yes, yes.
They're going to throw up, and it is,
And that
you know
is-
what they eat. Yeah.
You don't want to know what they
Yeah, and so I've heard several hunters that they've gotten soaked from above. Yeah.
Richard, you said that those are scavengers. Are there others, like a raccoon won't eat something dead, will he? Oh, okay.
They're
A possum,
opportunistic.
do they eat
Yeah.
foxes?
Oh,
Everybody,
okay.
I thought they had to be alive with those animals.
Maybe.
To kill them. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Richard, can skunks climb a 6-foot privacy fence?
Yes. I didn't think they could, but they can.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, I had one, my front, around my yard. They can climb. I
What
didn't.
about metal fences? Do they climb up those too?
Pardon me?
Metal fences, the
I
squares?
have a cyclone fence.